back. We're live once again, and you are listening to Beyond Sight and Sound, metal detecting and treasure hunting radio for you, the always valued and appreciated listener. I am your host, Josh Kimmel. We all know who I am. Tonight, though, along with me for this nice little excursion of detecting candy for the brain, is not Kenny Moore. He's tied up tonight, was not able to make it, but he is here in spirit, and along to fill those hard-to-fill shoes is none other than Chris Engel, Beer Barrel himself. How's it going, Chris?
Good evening, Josh. Going great.
Awesome. Hopefully the rain let up for you guys down there in Texas.
Yes, it did.
I was starting to think you were going to need a pontoon and a waterproof machine.
I thought I was going to have to move up and pitch a tent on top of my roof.
Right, I know how it goes. But at least it's let up there. Man, I'm telling you what, we got some news for the listeners tonight. We got a great guest lined up, just chomping to get in. It's going to be a good show.
Yes, it is.
Definitely. And, you know, we've got people piling into the chat, I would think. Let's see what's going on there. Drop into the chat. I'll tell you what, there were a number of people saying that they were attending through the event and everything. I see Ohio Relic Hunter in the house. Swan's in. He was getting pretty heavy on that air guitar at the beginning.
Yep.
Man, tearing it up.
Coins Unwrapped.
Oh, yeah. Super Drew.
Trooper Breeze in there.
Whoa.
Luke's
Trooper Bry is in the house.
Yep.
Wow. Big shout out to Trooper Bry. One of the Stealth Digger Nation. And speaking of the Stealth Diggers, it would not surprise me if we see quite a fair amount of Stealth Digger support in the house tonight. That ought to be great. For the registered domain members of Beyond Sight and Sound, you got the email blast this morning notifying you of some upcoming guests. Also going to be some great shows. We've got, let's see, Patrick O'Masters, Fossicking, Detecting, and more next week. June 24th, Howard Hewitt.
Good old Howard.
Gonna be some good shows. And we also had one other piece of information that normally I try to give the registered domain members the advance notice. So if you're not a registered member of the domain, you're going to want to get over there and get registered. BeyondSightandSound.com. Normally, when we're doing contests and giveaways, I do try to give the registered members an advance notice. We're still in the process of throwing all the details together currently. The details should be up on the domain within the next 24 hours, we'll say. What we're doing is we're putting together a prize pack. I'll try to get a picture up of it. It will be at least a MindLab first aid kit, MindLab mag light, MindLab compass carabiner, and MindLab water bottle. Courtesy of our friends at MindLab. Big shout out to them. Now, you wonder, okay, I hear the prize pack, but what do I do? Prize pack will at least be those items. I may add another one to it. Don't know yet. As far as what you've got to do, this is easy. Man, it's easier than shopping hardcore relic recovery on Amazon. All you have to do, basically, if you'd like to try your hand at research, we've got a little bit in there for that. A few months back, I was contacted by a mutual friend of ours, Keith Mullins, from American Metal Detectorists and Relic Recoverist group, told this guy, he says, hey, you should probably send them a message. They're doing a show, which I'm sure you remember it, Chris, about research.
Yes. Very good show.
So Rob calls me well, he gets in contact with me. And, we start talking about his book and stuff. Subsequently, we bring back the domain. And Rob is big on research. Finding those hidden places. Rob has also been a huge help trying to keep everything down on the domain. Because it's a little hard for me to keep track of everything sometimes. I mean, even like tonight, look at the chat flying. Good grief.
Yeah, it's flying tonight. I've been reading them, sitting there reading every one of them.
So we come up with this idea, what we're going to do. For the next probably 4 weeks, there will be details posted each week on BeyondSightAndSound.com where it will be a clue to a location. Now, that contest is being ran by Metal Detecting Places and Rob. The winner of that contest, weekly contest, will be announced on the following week's Beyond Sight and Sound show. That winner will win a coin, which incidentally this week I believe it's going to be like a 1846 large cent.
That's awesome.
Not only do they win the coin, they win a wild card entry into a random drawing for this prize pack courtesy of Mind Lab. Now, if you're a registered domain member, once a week I will go through and randomly generate 1, possibly 2 registered members from the domain. They will receive wild card entries into the drawing for this prize pack. And we may even do a trivia question or just a random caller on the show where they receive a wild card entry for this random draw for the prize pack. And then probably the first week of July, something like that, as we get closer, we'll set it in stone. I'll take all of those entries, those wild card entries, throw them in for a random draw. That person wins the Mind Lab first aid kit, mag light, compass, and water bottle. So, now that we've got all that out of the way, man, that seemed like that took a little bit to try and explain there.
You did good, Josh. You did good.
Now, we have just an absolutely great guest, and we need to get him in here and see what's going on. So our guest tonight, many of you have heard him, I'm sure, seen his videos. Great job with the videos. Our guest tonight is Franz of the Hoover Boys on YouTube, also a fellow Stealth Digger Nation member. How's it going, Kurt?
It's going excellent. Thank you so much for having me.
Good evening, Kurt.
Good evening.
Well, we certainly appreciate you for taking the time to sit down with us tonight. You have done just a wonderful job with your videos. And let's see, if I remember right, first off, why don't we start by letting the listeners know how exactly it was that Kurt got involved with metal detecting, and then move on to the progression of the videos, because the way it sounds, if I remember correctly, you never really originally intended to do videos.
That's correct. I got into detecting as a young teenager, maybe 13, 14 years old. My best buddy at the time, him and his father got metal detectors, and I would go out with them, and, you know, watching them find what they found, I had to do the same thing. So I scraped all my money together, you know, mowing lawns and doing chores and all that stuff, and finally I mustered up enough money to buy White's XLT. We had at it for a few years around the neighborhood and different little spots, but we were pretty much limited without cars and all, so just sort of lost track of it, getting jobs and girlfriends, and sort of took some time off from metal detecting and treasure hunting, and until this past the past winter, not this winter, but the winter before, about a year and a half ago, I got back into it.
Right, life happens, so to speak, and Now, other things come up that we have to address, but it sounds like you had such a passion for it before that you did. You came back to it.
Yeah, well, I came across my XLT now 20-some years old in my basement, and I realized I hadn't even used it in my house that I bought 10 years prior. So I was like, let's try it out. So I dusted it off, threw some batteries in it, fired right up after sitting for God knows how long. And went out and dug the backyard. Nothing special, a handful of Wheaties, no silvers or anything. But it was enough to put me back into my childhood. And that's a fun thing to do when you get older. Relive it.
Right. And were you kind of thinking, oh man, it's been like 20 years. Does this thing even work? Or worse yet, can I even remember how to use it?
Yeah, well, I mean, it has some decent programs on there, but of course I searched the internet for all these crazy programs and I tried them out, and was it working? Was it not? Who knows? The funny thing is, I remember never having a pinpointer. I don't know when pinpointers came out, but when we were kids, we didn't have them. That is the most ingenious thing that I've ever found out when they came out with pinpointers.
So when you come back into it, you're going, whoa, what's this wicked thing they're calling a pinpointer? That is so cool.
Seriously, it makes the job so much easier.
It does. It really does. So you kind of dusted off the machine, got out, messed with it a little bit, and then I think, if I remember right, you decided, hey, I'm really enjoying this, and joined a local club?
Yeah, well, I contacted my buddy I detected with when we were kids, and I was like, what was the club because he used to be in this club that I'm in now. It's the Maryland Free State Treasure Club. And I was like, what was the club? And he told me, and I was like, okay, cool, because that's what I'm going to go to. And I went there and met up with a bunch of guys, and that's who I detect with now. All the videos you see me out with guys from the club, and it's an absolute blast. Most of them were swinging AT Pros. I mean, everybody has their own flavor, but I ended up getting an AT Pro and haven't turned back.
Right.
That's awesome.
And that was, if I remember correctly, primarily in a sense because you had done your research, you saw there were a number of other club members running AT Pros,
Exactly.
seeing the finds that they made, and they were making some nice finds too, but then you're kind of going, hey, I need one of those machines then, but you found out that it's not necessarily all the machine.
Absolutely not. I've read everything I could. I watched every single YouTube video. I put hours and hours and hours on that machine before I found my first decent find. Any machine you really need to learn, or you're just going to get lucky and run into something. But I know that machine like the back of my hand now.
Yes, and you seem to be doing quite well with it.
Yeah.
Very well, in fact. Let's see, you've had the AT Pro now for a year and a half?
A little over a year, I'd say. Year and a couple months.
Okay. And when did the concept of the videos start coming around? Because you never really intended to do videos. You just kind of fell into this.
No, I didn't. Right around Christmas, this past Christmas, I got a new phone. I got the Samsung Galaxy S5. That's what I do my videos on.
Nice phone.
I was out. Excuse me. I was out detecting one day, and I just got a killer signal. One of those deep, faint, high VDI, just perfect signals. And something in my back of my head told me, if you're going to do a video, now's the time.
Right.
And, I did a live dig, so the camera was going up and down, digging the hole. You stick the pinpointer in the hole, it's not there. It ended up being the very first video on the Hoover Boys. Episode 1, the very first dig was the very first thing I've ever attempted to shoot video on. And it turned out to be a 1853 large cent.
Nice.
Nice.
And that day I found 2 large cents, a seated Liberty dime, Civil War bullet, some war nickels, buffalo nickels, a silver ring. It turned out to be a really, really awesome day. It was a sweet variety of finds.
Man, tear it up.
Yes.
Sounds like you were doing great.
Yeah.
That would have been a great hunt.
Yeah, it's the first episode of the Hoover Boys, you know. It was all over the place, but it turned out to be a hell of a hunt.
Absolutely. And I just saw some messages going on in chat. I was looking around to see. Looks like we're visited by Al Fu of Al's All Metal Detecting.
Hi, Al.
On Facebook and YouTube.
And we got KS Hollywood in there.
Oh, Strahan's in the house.
Mr. Strahan is in the house.
Hey, buddy.
Awesome. Very cool. Yeah, there's just all sorts of people. You've got quite a bit of support, Kurt.
I love all those guys, man.
Yeah, I mean, man, it's great. It's like, you know, have friends, we'll travel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, when I first did the first video and then the second video, I mean, it was more or less just to document the finds, just to document the hunts. And it's turned into something way more important than that. I've only been doing it, 5 months now? Mm-hmm. And we have, you know, just the friends support and everybody's support with their comments and everything has just been amazing. I couldn't ask for anything more.
Oh yeah. And once were you already on the Stealth Digger group before you started doing your videos, or did that kind of come after the first video?
My videos came after being part of Stealth Digger Nation or Stealth Digger group, whatever you want to call it. So I got a lot of support from those guys and all the fans of the Stealth Diggers right off the bat.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You are definitely in with a great group of folks over there. I've been a big supporter of the Stealth Diggers from the beginning. Charlie and them, they're a great group of guys, really.
They're the best.
I mean, there is no bad day with them. They're always having a blast.
That's all it's about.
Right, getting out there, having fun with it. I suppose with all of the activity going on in the chat, because there are quite a number of new names that I'm seeing there, I should probably let everybody know if anyone has any questions or comments for Kurt, 419-549-5744, and we'll try to work those calls in too. If we get any... Oh, my, we've already got one calling in here. Go ahead, caller.
Hey, guys, it's the Swansea Searcher, Brandon.
Hello, Swans.
I got a quick question for Kurt. I'm not going to ask him what his favorite find was, what he's looking to find. I just want to know where he coined the term, eat your lunch.
That's an awesome question. I believe it was episode, I don't know the number, but the episode name is Silver and Gold. Me and my buddy Bill were out digging, and there was a nice 2-3 inch frost line, and I was worn out by lunchtime, and I was like, I'm gonna go get something to eat. So I walked back to the truck. I did a video of me eating my lunch, like the first video of me eating my lunch, and I was like, Bill needs to eat his lunch. I don't know why he's not eating his lunch. So when I was done eating my lunch, I went up there and yelled at him, and I said, Bill, eat your lunch. And somebody made a comment on it, and I thought it was funny. So the next episode, we were eating our lunch, and we just said, eat your lunch. And it's just turned into me doing shout-outs now and everything else.
Right, it has kind of lasted for quite some time, a catchphrase there. Anything else, Swansea? We've got two other callers in here, too.
Just one other quick question is, how the hell did you come up with the refrigerator camera approach? That is absolutely great opening for every video.
That is cool.
It was for Stealth Diggers. Like, they have the Happy Hump Day Hello on Wednesday, which is today. And one day I had the camera in there, and I crossed my eyes, and I opened the fridge and started rooting around, like banging stuff around. Everybody got a kick out of it. And Digger Charlie said, dude, you got to do something with that clip. It's absolutely hilarious. So then I I opened up with this week on the Hoover Boys. I just went in and grabbed a beer, and then somebody was making fun of the cheap beer I was drinking, so I had to spice it up, and I went to the IPA, double IPA bottle, and I flicked the bottle cap, and it just nailed the camera right in the face.
That's great. It's great to have you on here, Kurt. It's great to listen to you, and great show, Josh. You guys let these other callers in.
All right, thanks for
Take care,
calling, Swans. 719, who do we have?
Hey, this is Nathan, a.k.a. Road Warrior 72.
What's up, Nate?
Oh, I saw that name in the chat.
Yeah.
How's
Hey,
it going,
Kurt.
sir?
Hey, guys. I'm actually brand new to the radio program here, but I might start listening a little bit more often. Anyway, Kurt, it is an honor to talk to you. Probably called in a little bit too early, but anyway. I have an AT Pro myself, and I'm struggling with finding silver coins, except for that $1/2. I got to give you the elbow there.
Yeah. Rub it in a little more, buddy.
When you find a standing Liberty quarter or any kind of silver quarter or a silver dime or anything, what kind of reading do you get, and how does it sound?
It all depends how deep it is. For one, I dig anything that sounds deep or looks deep or has a weird little pop, scratch, flutter to it. That's where I get most of my silver coins, because I hunt in places that have been pounded over the years. That's why I use a larger search coil too. I try to find what people haven't found in the past. Silver's going to ring up really sweet. It has a totally different sound, like a clad quarter on the AT Pro versus silver quarter. It's just going to sound a little bit sweeter.
Yeah, it has its own distinctive tone.
You're not going to pick that up right away, but over time you will definitely be able to tell the difference.
Yeah, it does come from in-the-field experience, but you will become accustomed to that certain sound where it's like it just kind of jumps up and clubs you. You're walking along and all of a sudden dead stop. Whoa!
Yep.
Now, the most important thing with any metal detector, when you turn the thing on, swing around until you find a clear piece of ground that doesn't have any metal in it, and recheck it with your pinpoint and make sure it doesn't make any sound at all. That's where you want to pinpoint, or that's where you want to ground balance, somewhere there's nothing in the ground. And you want to ground balance every 10, 20 minutes, or as much as you feel comfortable with.
Right.
That will give you your best setup.
Okay. And then kind of my last question, I guess. I've got a million. But anyway, you're saying is dig it all.
Yeah.
So do you literally dig it all? Because I know in one of your videos you said that you don't turn on any kind of discrimination. You use your ears to do the discriminating.
Yep.
And is there any kind of cutoff that you have where there's a tone, say it's a 40, or say it's a 27, which I think is usually where square nails hit? Are you going to dig those?
Signal if it's deep. When I say dig it all, that's anything deep, I'm digging it, period. I'll pop a plug and see if the sound gets better. If the sound gets better, most of the time you're on a hot target.
And those old bent nails are great to help date the site. You know you're in a good spot.
Yes, you do.
We have sites where we dig out 100, 150 nails each a day. And all we're doing is clearing those nails for better targets and coins to reappear next time we go swinging there.
That's right. Okay, does that pretty much cover it?
Yeah, it's been an honor. Thanks, guys.
Hey, thanks for the call, and look forward to you tuning in again sometime, maybe.
Alrighty.
We've got a number of callers here, folks. Everybody bear with me, and I'll try to get through all of them as they came through. Let's see here. I just saw them on the screen here somewhere. 614, you're on the air. Who do we have?
Super Drew. Hey, Super Drew.
How's it going, Drew?
Hey, buddy.
Good. How's everybody doing tonight?
All right.
Good.
Oh, hey, Kurt. How you doing, buddy? Good to meet you, buddy.
I'm good, man. How you been?
I'm doing great. Hey, I got a question for you. On that Nell coil,
I am really, really impressed with that coil, and, you know, I'm looking into getting one of those myself. What's the maximum depth you've ever gone with that?
That's a loaded question. It depends on the target. I mean, I've dug pocket watches, 15, 16 inches deep. I'm constantly digging Indian head pennies, 9.5, 10 inches deep. I think the video was Friend Zone. I dig a tomback button every bit of 12 inches. Is by far the deepest button I've ever dug, and it was a slamming signal.
Hey, I'll tell you, some people think that, when we say 12 inches, some people are like, oh yeah, they're talking fish stories now. But those that have been out there, had the time in the hobby, or really put the time in the field going after those deeper targets, know that they are attainable signals.
Yeah, I think the deepest I've ever dug with my double D that I have on my AT Pro is probably about 8 inches so far, and it was a pretty sizable target too. It was a great big piece of copper.
Right.
Yeah, they'll scream at you.
Oh yeah, I've dug silver quarters.
It was definitely let me know it was there.
I've dug silver quarters at 12 and 13 inches deep.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're out there.
Well, hey, it was great talking to you, Kurt. I'll open the lines for some other callers. Have a good night, guys.
Thanks for
Thank you for calling.
Good night.
Let's see. Mr. Strahan is also in the house.
Hey, who's this Kurt guy y'all have on?
Well, funny thing about that, I got a call from a buddy down south, we'll say, that he says, hey man, have you ever thought about talking to Kurt? The Hoover boys, ever seen his videos? And I'm like, yeah, videos are great. Go ahead, drop him a line, send him a message, tell him to get in contact with me. And next thing you know, my phone's ringing and it's Kurt.
I'm not gonna lie to you, Kurt. I've talked to a couple of your buddies because I want to find out some embarrassing stories about you.
Okay. Oh, that's why they've been asking me about embarrassing stories. I haven't given them anything, so I'm curious what they came up with.
Well, it's nothing bad, but I'm gonna let you know one of them. All they told me was ask him to tell you about his best finds, and then as he's telling you, interrupt him and ask him how it is hunting with me. And he gave another guy's name, and he said in the middle of that sentence when he's answering it, ask him more stuff about us and change the whole subject to us. That'll make you mad.
I don't get mad, man. I absolutely love the guys I hunt with. I couldn't have asked for a better group of guys, man. He
didn't mean mad as in upset. He meant mad as in kind of flustered. that we would, that I would be asking about your buddies instead of you when you was on the show. But
yeah,
no,
catch him off guard a little bit.
Yeah, you do great videos, and as you can tell, you're a pretty popular guy. There's a lot of people waiting to talk to you, and I just want to say I appreciate you being on with Josh and Mr. Chris tonight.
Hello,
and,
Mr. Kevin.
Just to talk to people, and and look, you've already got people, and I told you don't have people asking you questions. You already got those people. Hey, I was thinking about getting a coil like yours, and that's what you're on here for, to share your knowledge.
Oh, absolutely, and we still got 2 more callers in the wings here waiting.
Yeah, so I appreciate you being on. It's an entertaining show. I'm going to go ahead and get off here so people can call in and ask you some questions. So far, it's been a great show, and hopefully we're going to get the count up there and move Josh to number 1.
All right, thanks for the call, Kevin.
To me, buddy.
All right, well, I'm excited to hear some answers, so I'm going to go ahead and get off here.
All right. 843 area code. Who do we have? You're on the air.
Hey, guys. Hey, Kurt, especially, man. It's Brentley Rowland.
Hey, Brentley. How you doing, buddy?
Pretty good, man. I got a couple questions.
Go for it.
All right, man. What's the best detector for a beginner like me?
It's a loaded question. It depends on your price range. What do you swing now?
I'm going to say probably around $200 to $300, something around there.
I thought you had a detector.
I do, but, it's good. Don't get me wrong. It's not a bad detector, but I'm looking to move up a little bit.
I would say stick with what you have until you can get something that you're really going to enjoy with the hobby. If you have something, you already have a beginner detector.
Yeah. Okay.
My first question would be, what are you running now?
Like the model?
Yeah.
It's a Bounty Hunter.
Okay. Well, you said $200 to $300 range. If you save up a little bit and watch, I've seen AT Pros go as cheap as $400.
Yeah, I have too.
And that would probably be a great all-around machine for you.
Okay. Well, thank you for the suggestion, guys. I really appreciate it. I've just been really confused lately. Not really like that, but
Well, there's a lot of options out there.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's difficult.
Well, the other
okay.
thing, if you have any sort of shop near you, go try things out, because what works for me or what works for my buddies may not work for everybody else.
Yeah,
Everybody
exactly.
has their own flavor. Everybody has what works for them.
Or even talk to hunters in your area, because chances are good if it's working for them in the ground that you're going to be hunting, it's going to work well for you too.
all right, awesome.
All right. Thanks
All right,
for the
thank you.
call.
Thanks for calling.
Have a good
731, you're on the air. Who do we have?
This is Rusty Halo.
Hey,
Rusty
Megan.
Halo. That name sounds familiar. I've heard that somewhere today, I think.
Maybe on MC Digger's page.
Ah, that could be. Well,
You'll have to forgive me. I don't know, my sinuses or something, or my allergies are messing with me today. I've got a cough. I'm all clogged up again. No crying today. I'm just clogged up. Calling. Hi, Kurt. Hi, everybody. I have no idea. Like I remembered, I set an alarm on my phone so that I would go to here to see if I could get on here with my phone, because my data is really it's slow, so I got on there and I could hear you, and so I called in, and here we are. Hi.
Awesome.
How you doing, Megan?
Hi, I'm okay. How are you?
I'm excellent. This is all new to me.
Yeah.
A lot of fun,
So
well, it sounds like it's a little new to her too.
it's very new to me. Like a couple of weeks ago, I saw somebody post something about it onto, I think, NC Diggers or Super Juice page. And so, hang on just a second. I'm on the phone. Go away. Go away. Sorry, I have children. I said, I'm on an important phone call. Don't bother me. And now I'm just like, leave me alone unless you're on fire. But anyway, like if there's no broken bones and you're not bleeding to death and the house is not burning down, go away. Because I just cooked you food, so I know you're not hungry. Anyway.
Right. If you're carrying your head under your arm, you best come find me.
Right. Like, if you are not hurt, then be quiet and go away. I love my children, but just give me a minute. Anyway, sorry. I don't remember what I was saying now. Yo, somebody posted it on one of the pages, and I clicked on it, and I went to the website, and I was like, I never knew this existed. I'm, like, so far behind on technology. So, but I was glad that I could, when I first clicked on it, the first voice I heard was yours, Kurt. I was like, hey, I've heard that voice before.
Yeah, going, well, apparently I did something right. I'm hearing what I was trying to.
Yeah, it's really awesome. And, thank you for doing this. And I'm sorry, I can't remember, is it Chris?
Yeah, Chris.
Chris, okay. Thank you for doing this. I have no idea how you're doing it, but thank you. Okay, so I won't hold up the line. I won't hold up the line too very much longer. Kurt, I wanted to say congrats on 800 subs. That is freaking amazing.
Nice.
Thank you,
Oh
Megan.
my gosh. Oh my gosh. When you posted that, I was like literally, like I was sitting in bed, but I was like bouncing up and down, like so excited and just happy for you. Oh my gosh. And you know what? I do wish you a million more, because you deserve it. And you make great videos. And congrats on all the family stuff, man. Oh, you look happy, and I know you are. I know. Okay, so one of the things is the invitation that I gave to you and the others is still open. I know you really kind of can't do it right now. Got your hands full, I'm sure. But the invitation that I put in the video is still open. When you're ready, when you got time, we're here. We ain't gonna go nowhere, I reckon. But my questions are, first of all, what kind of software do you use to edit?
Good question.
Hello.
I use the trashy little program that came on my computer, Microsoft Windows Movie Maker.
All right.
Well, you do very well with it.
Yep, you do.
Thank you.
I I paid off a computer. I made payments on it till I got it, and for some reason that one didn't have Movie Maker, so I literally went to my friend's, borrowed her Wi-Fi today, and downloaded it to a jump drive so I could put it on my computer.
There you go.
Yep, and my last question is, I have the big and the small coil. I know that supposedly the bigger coil gives you more depth. Do you think that it really does? And, I mean, I'm doing pretty well with the small coil. I have to think about, like, weight ratio. I mean,
with your disabilities and all, do what's in your power. If the little coil works for you, absolutely use the little coil. I've heard things with the stock 5x or the stock 9x11 in the small Garrett 5x8 isn't that much difference in depth wise. I'm sure there might be a little bit if it's a half an inch, whatever you want to call it.
But that 5x8 still gives some excellent depth.
Yeah, I mean it's a hell of a little coil, and I'd say do whatever works for you, hon.
I think the biggest thing is like coverage area. You know, if you have a lot of area to cover.
Yeah, that's where the bigger coil helps.
Well, and you can also look at it from this perspective. If it's a property that you've got permission for, whether you're on there with the large coil or a small coil, the fines will still be there for you.
If you ever see me swinging, even with the big coil, I crawl along. I stop and listen to every little beep, tweak, squip. I sweep my coil. I don't swing it.
Right. We've got 3 other callers backed up now, too.
All right, well, I'll get off here. Kurt, it was amazing actually hearing your voice talking back to me. I've heard it so much on YouTube. Keep up the great work. Thank you for all you do. It's amazing how much you've helped me learn my AT Pro. I got 121 subs as of, I don't know, a few hours ago, and I didn't know what to say about it other than thank the Lord.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Megan.
Thank you both very much. And y'all have a blessed day, guys.
You too.
Thank you for calling in.
Right. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks for the call. Hang in there, everybody. We're trying to get to the calls. It looks like, from what I'm seeing in the call log here, we've got a pretty unique caller coming up here in a couple of calls.
Oh boy.
But let's see here. 443 area code. You're on the air. Who do we have?
Hello? Is this Kurt?
Kurt is here.
Okay. Does Kurt really like salt and vinegar chips?
What's up, Leo?
How'd you figure that, Kurt?
Oh, yes, I love them. I've been eating them since I was a kid.
Yeah. Show's doing great, Kurt. So good. Can't wait to get out.
I know, man.
And I may have got us another permission.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's Leo for boys.
Ah, okay.
Yep.
He likes relics on his hot dogs.
Yep.
Well, you know, eat your lunch.
Exactly. Okay. Well, I'm not going to hold you guys. Have fun.
Thanks for calling.
All right, thanks for the call. 619, you're on the air. Who do we have?
You've got Easy to Find.
Another new name in the chat.
Well, Kurt knows who I am.
We
hunted together. Yeah, it's great to hear your voice, Kurt. It was a great pleasure to be in Baltimore and hunt with you. I learned a great deal about dirt hunting, and that's not something I normally do, but boy, Kurt, he is the real deal. He really, watching Kurt in action is amazing. You know, I'm primarily a beach hunter because I'm out here in California, and that's what I've been doing for about the last 16 years. That's pretty much my area of expertise. But hunting in the dirt, that's, you know, something I don't normally do because A, there aren't a whole lot of spots around here that you can do that in, and B, you're not going to find what Kurt finds. The history just doesn't, you know, the history doesn't happen here. It was all there on the East Coast, and so it was a real pleasure to hunt with Kurt. I learned a great deal that day. I also learned that I was the appointed bottle cap guy for the day.
You may want to check into metal detecting places. He's out of California.
Who's that?
Rob Mustin.
Rob Mustin. I don't know the name, but I'll check into him. But But really, Kurt is a great guy. We become really good friends, and once again, he really knows what he's talking about. For all you guys out there, I really know that for a fact. And like a couple of things, real briefly, I have a musical background, and I think my musical background has really helped me a great deal because it's all about target identification and sound. And
right.
That
audio
gives you
wins
the
out
edge.
over VDI every time.
All the time. Your hearing and your appreciation of that, and being able to hear distinct signals and stuff is really, really important. So what Kurt said about sound is really, really true. Right, Kurt?
Absolutely, buddy. That's what I tell people.
Yeah, and
VDI numbers out the window. If it's steep, dig it.
That's right.
You finished those stogies yet?
I have a couple left. I'm saving
good,
for
good.
special
You enjoying
occasions,
them?
buddy?
Great. Well, I'll let you guys go, but I just wanted to pipe in. I knew you were coming on the air, and now that you're famous, I had to get my, I had to say hi.
Brother.
Yeah, 800 subs, man.
Yeah. Okay, you guys. Well, take it easy. It was nice talking with you, and I'll continue to keep a listen out for you, and hopefully get back to Baltimore to hunt with you again in the near future.
Absolutely, Ira. Thank you. Welcome back anytime.
Yeah, thanks, Kurt. Talk to you later.
Thanks
for the call. Yeah.
All right, now we've got a fellow on here that I'm sure you'll recognize his voice. How do I bring him in? Quite a past in the hobby. Likes to dig some large iron. How's it going, Keebler?
Oh, I'm fine. How about you, Josh?
All right.
Hello, Keebler.
What's up, Keebs?
It sure is. Howdy, Kurt.
The best thing about Keebler is he was my very first subscriber on YouTube. Very first subscriber.
Now there's some prestige.
I will never forget that.
Yeah, that probably was kind of a big thing to you here. Wow, Mr. Keebler.
Everybody has been very supportive, including Keebs.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I want to thank the Lord, and I want to thank you, Kurt, for starting that dating channel, diggersonly.com. It has turned my life around.
You already have 15 kids, Keebs. How many more?
Yeah, I know. Well, it was either another Sans Clanch or going to diggersonly.com.
Well, that's why he's got like 27 detectors.
Yeah. Well, we got a massively big weekend coming up, right, Kurt?
We do. I'm actually leaving first thing in the morning and heading to Saskatchewan to meet up with the Stealth Brothers.
Awesome. That's going to be a great time.
I might even have to make a movie out of it.
There you go.
Yeah, we get some other Stealth Brothers from across the country coming as well.
Very nice.
Yes, Trooper Brad is going to meet us, and Wayne Strouder.
Awesome.
Oh, sound like y'all gonna have a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the Stealth Doctor, John Monero, can't make it, but hopefully next time.
Hello.
Well, we'll get him in there one of those times anyway. We've still got callers waiting in the wings that we're.
Then I'm going to hop off. I just wanted to say thanks.
Hey,
keep
Colin.
Oh, hold on a minute, Keebs. Stick in there for a minute.
Hey,
we
we can have a three-way here.
Yeah, we've got Howard Hewitt on the line, folks.
Hello, Howard. Hey, Henry. Keebler, what's going on?
No,
That's right, it's me.
I met you in a past life. You know that?
Yes, I know that. I know, I still remember that.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. What? It's been, I'd say it's been a little over 200 years.
About, give or take a decade. Yeah.
And we're also joined by Two-Tone Joe.
Hello, Joe. How's it going?
Joe, what's up,
How's it going? How you doing, Kurt? Welcome to the show, man. That's awesome.
It's easy peasy.
Wow, look at the people are on the line now. This is incredible. You don't get this every day.
Yeah, it is
Right.
awesome. It is.
Star-studded panel.
Yeah.
Wow. And
You see what you started, Kurt?
What's up, Howie?
Hey, Kurt, how you doing, buddy?
I'm really good. It's hard to talk. I can't fix this smile on my face. You made my day, brother.
I know. I can tell just by the sound of your voice. Well, get used to it. Get used to it, because this is just starting, Kurt.
Thank you.
This is just starting. I'm telling you. I know better to know, okay, what you got going on at the 800 subscribers. You've only been online on YouTube for what? Just a little over a year.
5 months.
Okay?
Yeah, not even 6 months.
And look what's going on. This is just going to increase at least by threefold if you just keep going on the route that you're going.
That's right.
Awesome.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Yep.
Thank you so much, Howard. It's an honor talking to the Godfather.
That's funny, man. I saw you repost it again. I laughed.
I got to,
That's
man.
funny.
It's too good not to.
That's awesome. Hey, Kurt, man, I'll make it short but sweet, man. I can't wait to get down there, down your way, and hang with you and Brad and Leo and Bill. And same to you, Keebs, if you're still on.
I am still, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you guys actually hunted together ever?
No, not yet. It's just hard to get around everything. There's obstacles always getting in the way. If ain't one thing, it's another. But transportation is another issue. But man, if we could get all of us between the Hoover boys and the stealth, that would be really big, wouldn't it?
It would.
Yeah, it would.
That would be
huge. Yeah. I hear you. Yeah. No, that'd be great. Yeah, that'd be great.
Wow. It's truly amazing that there's such a show like Beyond Sight and Sound where we can all be here at the same time and talking. It's amazing.
Yeah.
The wonders of technology.
Yeah.
Awesome.
If you know how to use it, in the way that we do. But I mean, Josh, you and Kenny. If I were in your shoes right now, forget it. I think anybody would be lucky, to hear anybody on the line. Forget it.
And I'll tell you, once I opened up the phone lines for people to get in and ask Kurt questions, it's like, oh boy, I'm going to be busy. They're stacking up like cordwood.
I got a couple questions.
Oh,
go
you've
ahead.
got a couple, Joe?
Yeah.
All right.
Kurt, when are we going to just kind of get down to business and learn where Bill learned his dance moves? I'd like to learn.
He learned them from the Peanut Butter Jelly song.
That's what I thought, the peanut butter jelly time. It looked like it was straight to the rhythm of that song.
I was going to use
that
that
is
song,
so cool.
but copyrights and stuff. I'll put his dance moves behind that song for fun real soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, you better.
Might have to release an instructional DVD.
I hope you hear this, Bill.
Oh, I hear it. Hey, but seriously though, what's one of your favorite things to dig? Doesn't have to be anything extravagant. I mean, just your favorite thing to dig that kind of just puts that smile on your face, other than silver.
Oh, what was the last part? What about silver?
I said other than silver.
Other than silver.
What's one of your favorite things to dig?
I hate these questions because I love digging everything. Everything has its own story.
Yeah.
Right, each find has its own unique story, and it's hard to just isolate it to one favorite.
I mean,
I figured.
Yeah.
I figured you'd answer that way. That's the kind of person I figured you were. I'm the same way. I love all forms of history. When it comes down to it, the research too. It's what's probably the funnest thing right next to finding it.
Actually, I do have an answer for that. A personal item, something with somebody's name on it, or initials, or something you can fish back to the actual land.
Bingo.
Very
bingo
good
there.
answer.
That's
Good answer.
Yep, that's
awesome. Well, my last question is you got to ever think about coming to Ohio? That would be awesome. You got to enjoy yourself.
So many.
We do know a few Ohio hunters around here.
There are so many Ohio hunters. I'm gonna have to make a trip at some point. I'm gonna have to make a trip at some point to go to Ohio because there's so many diggers up there that I'd love to meet.
Oh yeah, we can make it something. You can all come together.
I mean, I know Ohio's huge, but you guys have a ton of known diggers up there.
Oh, I'm willing to make a travel. So I don't mind that at all. No problem. But that was all the questions from me. So I don't want to hold up the line. Anybody else want to chime in?
Thanks, brother. Be safe.
Thanks for calling,
no
Joe.
Problem.
Yeah, thanks
thank you for having me on, guys. Take care.
Awesome. And I think we had another caller popped in and kind of slipped back out there, but maybe they'll call back in. Not real sure. Looked like it was a 443 area code.
That's my neck of the woods, so good thing they dropped out. That's probably Bill. I know it was Bill.
I don't know. 443, you're on the air. Who do we have?
How you doing?
All right.
This is Bill.
What's up, buddy?
What's up, Kurt?
Nothing. How'd you like the skit today on the new video?
It was great. Everything you do, even when it makes fun of me, is great.
Oh, stop. I'm not making fun of you. I'm making fun of us.
Hey, like I said, I'm only calling to say that ever since I started digging with Kurt, met Dirt, it was Kurt, not Dirt, was the best thing that ever happened to me.
Hey, Bill, it's Keebler here. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm great. You know, I had to back that up when you were walking in the grass and you fell on your face. That was the funniest thing.
Oh, believe me, it was the greatest thing that could ever happen to me.
And he's going, good grief. I called in to say something to Kurt, and I've got Keebler here. I've got Howard Hewitt here. Good Lord.
Oh, yeah. Everybody's still on the phone.
It's been an absolute pleasure hunting with you, Bill. Bill actually invited me to a hunt with him to one of his spots, and that's where I found my first barberdine.
Nice.
And that's the hunt that just sort of struck our friendship, and just we haven't turned back. We're awful out there in a week together, so we get to hunt with just him and I. Unfortunately, Leo and Brad have normal jobs; they can't make it. But yeah, we do a lot of hunting together.
They got those 9 to 5s, we got those fun jobs, so we get to dig all the time.
Yeah, buddy.
You know what I like about Kurt, Bill, is when he was laying on the ground with that barber dime in his fingers, and he's just laughing and giggling, like a kid in the candy store.
And I was laying on the ground too.
Yeah, that was so authentic. That was so real,
Oh, yeah.
I just did the trifecta, baby.
And look, if it wasn't for Kurt, I would have gave this up a while ago. I mean, he's the one that's been pressing me, telling me that I was going to find a large scent. I never thought I would. But with him being there next to me, I found 2 of them, of course with no date, so maybe one day I'll get a date out of it.
Well, you got no large scent.
I saw that video, Bill, and Kurt, just listening to Bill, you got a real friend. You really do, man. That's awesome. That's awesome.
When you can be just as happy, it doesn't matter if you're finding that nice find or if it's one of the guys you're hunting with, and you're just as happy whether you made it or they made it, you're in with some great people.
That is so true, Josh.
I promised Bill, I was like, you are going to find a large scent. He's been doing it for a couple of years. I'm like, you are going to find a large scent this year. You are going to do it. And this past
you called it out. You told him that day.
Yeah.
Right?
I told him.
Yeah, you got to stay persistent and keep that positive mindset.
No, we all have things on our bucket list, and some things we will always have on our bucket list, but certain things, it's just a matter of time before you get your coil over it.
Kurt, I got to hop off here. Pleasure digging with you. I'll always keep digging with you.
Thank you for calling.
You guys have a great show. I'm going to start listening to the show. I've never even knew about it till now, but I will be an avid listener from now on.
Wow. Well, we certainly appreciate that.
Well, Howard Hewitt's coming on in a couple weeks, so everybody's going to be listening.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a good thing we're getting these people in now saying, hey, we're going to continue listening to the show. That way they don't miss Howard.
I saw Howard was coming up after me, and I was like, thank God I don't have to follow Howard's show.
Yeah, that's what he was saying, too. He's like, man, talk about a tough act to follow. I'm glad I'm not following the show after him.
All right, guys, I'm going to hop off here. Kurt, have a safe trip tomorrow, and I'll talk to you.
Thank you, Bill. Love you, buddy.
Bill.
All right.
Man.
Take care.
301 area code. You're on the air. Who do we have?
Kurt, what's up, man?
Is that B-Rad?
Yo, buddy, I had to call in. My connection was lost. I was listening along, and then Mr. Salt and Vinegar Chips comes on, and then bam, connection gone.
Always blame it on Leo. When in doubt, blame it on Leo. This is Brad.
I just will have to. I don't know. How's everybody doing tonight?
Great. How you doing tonight?
Very well, very well. Thanks for having me on. Kurt, man, some kind of superstar. I love your last video, dude. Way to go, buddy.
Yeah, that was
when you go full time. That's my question for you. When you're done on the force, and then just gonna pursue the treasure full time.
I can retire in maybe 7 or 8 years officially.
And then maybe a YouTube raise, right?
Absolutely. As long as I got you guys by my side.
We also had another caller slip in here that I think he may have a little bit to say about a pinpointer and maybe even a detector on its way to him. How's it going, Justin?
It's going pretty well.
Hello, Justin.
Hello. It's going great. Man, that thing is awesome. I know some of you out there that follow the Facebook feeds saw what I did today. I'm so antsy about doing this that I took that pinpointer and I essentially duct taped it to a piece of PVC and used it as a detector today. I did come up with some. I did find some stuff, and in fact, the first find that I posted was 7 inches deep, and I got that just from the surface using that pinpointer.
Wow,
that is awesome.
Yeah. It was a large piece of iron, but it was still a find.
It was, and I watch videos and not detecting, and for anybody out there that hasn't detected and is just listening to the show, you watch people find just random odd objects that really don't have a whole lot of meaning, or maybe they do, maybe not to you, or, it doesn't matter, but just being able to have a signal, dig it up, and dig the target up and to pull that target out of the ground, if it is worth nothing to anybody, it's worth something to you because you detected it, you spent some time on it, and you dug it up. And I got that feeling for the first time today.
That's right.
Congratulations, first of many.
Right. And when he made that post, he's like, it's addicting. I told him, I said, oh yeah, you're there. You're there, far. There's nothing left to do now but feed the hunger. You've got the sickness.
I have to give it to Swansea. I don't want to name names because I'm going to leave them out, but I want to give it to this show in general. You guys pop my cherry.
And he's definitely energetic about it and can't wait to get rolling with those good finds.
Oh, and I can't wait to call in with my first silver find and whatever else happens. It's just going to be a lot of fun.
Right.
I want to thank you guys for that. You all made it happen.
Yes, you have a lifetime of memories ahead. Nobody can take those experiences away from you.
No, not at all. In fact, Swansea went ahead and told me that I should be receiving the detector sometime in the early weekend, and I had prior plans to be out on a beach, and if these still go through and nothing happens, I'm going to have my son holding that TRX while I'm detecting the sand out on the beach in Boca Raton, Florida this weekend.
Oh, that is awesome.
That's going to be awesome.
I don't care if I find a bunch of pennies. It'll still be fun.
Right.
Yes, it will.
Still going to be a good time. Get out, enjoy the weather. You're going to have a lot of fun with this.
Oh, I'm going to get skin cancer doing this. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I take that back.
Yeah, you don't want that.
No, I'm joking. We'll do it responsibly. I do appreciate it, guys. I just wanted to call in to say thank you, and I'm enjoying the show.
Awesome.
Thank you for calling, Justin, and good luck.
Thank you.
Wow. I'll tell you what, we have had just a number of calls tonight, guys.
It's blown my mind, and honestly, this has been awesome.
And with the news of 800 subs, too, or probably more now, you're really doing good.
Actually, today's the day I post. I post a new video every Wednesday at noon. And today I posted my video and lost the sub. So I told Joe Toph, or Two Tone Joe, I was like, I finally made it. Because like a month ago, he's like, yeah, well, I posted a new video today and I lost the sub. And I was like, that's a good thing. It's like, you made it, buddy. You got haters.
Right. We all do seem to get our fair share of that from time to time. You know, the best thing I can tell people is, keep walking tall, standing proud, doing what you're doing, keeping it real, and they'll go away. As long as you're having fun with it, that's the important part.
That is so true.
Never lose sight of that.
That's what it's all about. That's why we do it.
Right.
If it isn't fun, if you don't have fun doing something, why is it worth doing?
I mean, even if I'm out in the field all day and I only find 1 or 2 items, hey, I still had a blast.
Anytime out with the boys doing what you love to do is a good time. The fines are just a bonus.
That's right.
And
icing on the cake.
We goof off a lot and we have a lot of fun, but we are totally serious when it comes to detecting and the history on artifacts and everything. Like we just like having fun, but we are totally about
preserving the history.
Exactly.
Yep. Kurt, I guess it was Two Tone Joe, I asked you, what was the most personal? You said you like something personal, fine. And I'd like to ask you, what is your most personal find?
Boy.
That actually you could kind of trace it back to somebody, or you knew that it belonged to a person.
I found one of our local spots on my birthday. I found the slave pickers token.
Oh,
and
wow.
It has the original landowner initials on it and the denomination it was worth, and it's really early. The landowner has a lot of background building our city, and I don't want to let too many cats out of the bag, but
right.
It's a very, very special find to me to have something he gave to a slave as a check.
And really, in a sense, that is a very personally tied item.
Yes, it is.
I mean,
yes, it is.
When you can find stuff like that, I mean, like for me, I consider myself very fortunate when I'm able to kind of step through that porthole into the past and connect with the past with that item, and you realize what you've got when you recover it. You can't trade that feeling for anything.
And you can't. You really can't. I know when Kenny and I were there in Vicksburg with the Miss Lou Relic crew, and I found those 2 ladder badges.
Right.
Just to find that, I mean, it would be nice to find out who they actually belong to, but, I mean, the research I did was from the 50th Pennsylvania, and that was real interesting. There's a lot of conflicting doing the research. Some say they were with the Army of Tennessee. Some say Army of the Ohio. So it's kind of got a block on me right there, and I'm trying to do some more research into it. But to find those 2 little ladder badges with the little ringlets still on them was really, really an exciting find. Plus, well, I guess like Josh mentioned too, or somebody did, it's not what you find or what somebody else finds, it's you two together or the group of you guys, and everybody, you may have found it, but they found it also because you had the chance to share it with them.
Sometimes it's not always about the find or what we can gain or get. It's more what we can give by allowing that story to continue of that item that we've recovered.
Yes, that is so true, Josh.
One of my recent personal items that I found, I've been, ever since I've been doing the videos, I've been hounded about doing a review video on the NEL Storm Coil that I'd swing on every one of my videos pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And I finally mustered down. I was like, okay, I'm going to do this review video. So, you do your normal air test, and I buried a few targets, and I'm like, okay, that's all fine and dandy. The real test is actually digging things out of the ground. So I went and did a hunt. And
right. You can get no better test garden than out in the field.
Exactly. And I popped out a love token from 1883.
Nice.
It obviously was made out of a seeded Liberty dime, and I was born in 1983, so it was made 100 years before I was born. And 1883 is inscribed on one side, and the other side has my wife's name inscribed on it.
Oh, that is awesome.
That is too cool. I mean,
that is.
It's a nice find anyway. It's a personal item, plus it has that much more meaning and sentiment to you, being 100 years from your birthday and with your wife's name on it. That would make for a very special find, I would.
Very special.
It's a spot that we hit. It's our favorite site, and it's a spot that we've hit 1,000,000 times. And I feel like it was lost for me to find.
Right.
On that day.
Sometimes they just wait for the right time to be unearthed.
I can't explain it. It's one of my favorite finds ever.
That is awesome.
That is really nice. Nice find.
Thank you.
Definitely very cool. And recently, you've even had the opportunity to try your hands with the Nokta Fourscore.
Yes, sir.
What have you thought of that?
It's a very, very nice detector. I've only used it on maybe 3, 4 maybe occasions. I used it recently this past weekend, and I found my first silver coin with it. I'm not gonna let the cat out of the bag because I like waiting for the videos to air. But
there you go.
It's a very nice machine. It's very light. The pinpoint's awesome. The only thing I can say that hasn't totally impressed me with it is it hates other detectors. You get next to another detector, especially the AT Pro, because they run on the same frequency, it goes bonkers. But other than that, it's a great machine. Perfect machine to have as a backup for me because it runs on AA batteries, so I always have that with me as well. I don't have to worry about having something charged up or anything else. I haven't taken it to some of our deeper sites, so the cat isn't totally out of the bag on how the depth is on it, but everything that I've heard and everything I've read, that it's an amazing deep machine. So I'm looking forward to using it more and really learning the machine before I make an accurate judgment on its capabilities.
We should see if we can get a wild card entry in for the giveaway. We will, like I said, the details about that will be forthcoming, and everyone will be pulled together for the drawing probably the first week of July. But for now, we'll allow one person a wild card entry. First caller with the correct answer. Recently in the show, Kurt mentioned that he had reached a benchmark for subscribers on his YouTube channel. How many subscribers did he mention? First caller with the correct answer gets their first wild card entry. And we've got a caller right here, 919 area code. Who do we have?
Hey, Josh, it's Matt with Tar Heel Digging.
Ah.
Hey, buddy.
Do you have an answer for the question?
I believe it is number 800 subs.
Yes, it is, Matt. Well, we got our first wild card entry into that, and that prize pack, if you didn't catch it at the beginning of the show, Matt, it's going to at least be a MindLab first aid kit, MindLab Maglite, carabiner, compass, and water bottle, courtesy of our friends at MindLab and Beyond Sight and Sound.
That's awesome, Josh. Great guest tonight,
Congrats,
by the way,
Matt.
too, man.
Awesome. Hopefully you've enjoyed the show. And for everyone else, if you're enjoying the show, by all means, rate the channel, shameless self-plug there. And if you haven't already, I'm sure you have, but drop into YouTube and check out Tar Heel Diggin' too. Great videos there, as well as the Hoover Boys channel.
I absolutely love Matt from Tar Heel Diggin'. He gave me my first shout out. I may have had 2-3 videos uploaded, and I was on his shout out of the week, and that's one of
I love that spot in the video.
I'll never forget it, brother. Thank you so much.
It still surprises me when I get a shout out every now and then. It's like, whoa, that's so cool. Of course, I'm not near as, popular as yourself, but
I don't know what you want to call it, popularity or whatever. It is what it is.
Right. Like-minded individuals with a common same interests.
Exactly. Like people ask me questions all the time, and I'm like, I'm no different than you. I enjoy the same hobby as you. I'm just dumb enough to put my face on YouTube.
Well, would you, and also we can't forget about the Stealth Diggers channel.
No.
Gotta give them a shout out
right now.
But we certainly appreciate you for taking the time to sit down with us tonight. Kurt, would you like to let people know where they can find you?
Sure. Obviously, the Hoover Boys on YouTube. Kurt Franz on Facebook. We have the Hoover Boys Facebook page. You can email me at thehooverboys@gmail.com if you want. Other than that, I don't know what to tell you.
If you missed all that or just can't happen to find him, you can always find him hanging out over on the Stealth Digger group.
I will always be... Charlie made me an administrator of the Stealth Diggers group, and it's been awesome. I love everybody. I love everything about that group. I love those guys. I love everybody in that group.
They are a great bunch of guys, definitely.
Can't wait to meet them.
Right, it sounds like you've got one heck of a weekend in store. Good times for sure.
Packed, and I plan on waking up 5 o'clock in the morning and hitting the road, so it's going to be
awesome. Awesome, that's great to hear, and I wish you the best of luck and good times with them, because you know you're going to have them.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
For everybody, would like to mention one more time real quick, registered members of BeyondSightandSound.com. Go and get yourself registered. I will be pulling 1 or 2 names later this week for wildcard entries for our prize pack, and within, say, the next 24 hours, the details should be up about the metal detecting places contest, location contest, where the winner of that will win a large cent and also a wild card entry into the prize pack giveaway. 843, you're on the air. Who do we have?
It's Bentley again. Real quick, I just want to say, Kurt, you make the best videos by far. Your editing skills have improved so much since the first video. It's just been really good,
They're only going to get better. I wouldn't say I'm the best. I thank you for the compliment, though.
Always room for improvement.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
Doesn't mean that that's a bad thing.
No.
Because you do a very good job with your videos.
Yeah, he does a phenomenal job when it comes to editing.
I love watching all these different videos like that, Hoover Boys, Stealth Diggers, stuff like that, because it kind of compels me to try and do a better job with my videos.
Yeah, he's up. When you compare it to his most recent video today to his first video,
it was terrible. I didn't know anybody would want to watch my fat ass.
Everybody wants to watch it now, man. Just saying.
Thank you.
All right.
That's great. But,
all right, man. I'll get the line. Let everybody else call if they want
Thanks,
to.
Brantley.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for the call again, and thanks for tuning in. And
Yeah,
speaking of tuning in, folks, we appreciate everyone for dropping in tonight. The list of calls is far too vast to even try to mention names. Oh, the phone lines were just nonstop tonight. You have got a lot of support out there, Kurt. Keep going the way you have been, you'll go far.
Thank you.
Yes, you will. Yes, you will.
For everyone else, it's about that time to roll, so remember BeyondSightAndSound.com. Thanks for dropping in, tuning in, calling in, listening. Hopefully you enjoyed the chat, the show. Like, rate the channel. Check out the Hoover Boys on YouTube, Stealth Diggers on YouTube, Tar Heel Digging on YouTube, Kenny Moore on YouTube, and Ohio Metal Detecting on YouTube. Wow, that was a lot of plugs in a breath. But, for everyone else, we got to roll. Next week, Patrick O'Masters, fossicking, detecting, and more. Have a great night, everyone.